Good morning, everyone. Little bit of a sad day for us today. Our family have now gone back to the UK, and it was just absolutely fantastic having them all here. James, our son, helping Budo as well. It's been lovely. So the house is very quiet at the moment.
Yeah, we got a lot done in the few days that James was with us. We managed to dig out most of around the barn area, which I'll be explaining in this video today. So just to the side of us, you can see this is the cable going down to the barn, which is down here. Next to it is the Cat 6 cable. So me and Tracy are going to feed it through now and get it up to the barn, start getting that process to get live down to the barn. So, but before we go on to that, I want to show you some of the finds we've been finding in the earth down there, and some of the finds we found in the past. And we're starting to pull them all together. We've got more about, but can't remember where we put them, but we've got some in the bucket, so I'm going to show you that now. So welcome, folks. So at the beginning of our barn renovation, where we've been digging out, we thought you might be interested to have a look at these couple of items here. I know it looks a bit all smashed up pottery, but it's quite intriguing. But I'll start with the pottery side. So this side here is basically what we found around the barn. And these few bits here, glass, were found around where we did right next to the farmhouse, where we did the scraping back for the IBC for collecting the water. These were finds we found scraping the road in the past. This is about a year or so ago, and there's something else intriguing here. But let me just show you the pottery side of things. So this lot here, this is a neck, and we believe it's off a medieval bottle or something medieval. It's got, you know, you can see all the markings on there, the finger marks. It's quite interesting, right? And matching that is this part. This looks like a little foot or a leg of a pot of some sort. I don't know, maybe this went like that somehow, because it's a little bit sloped, so it's this way. Maybe it was here, don't know. Right, little vase of some sort. We believe it's medieval, because of the way this lot was found deeper. This was found about 2 feet deep, nearly, and so it's been there a very long time. And then these parts as well. This is a bit brown looking, but it needs a wash. But it's got the finger marks here where they were turning it, and then you can see that's some sort of a flat there. Okay, and then these are shards off of it as well. So it's quite nice to find. There's loads of little shards. Then there's another one here of the grey stuff as well. This is all grey pottery. Looks like another little foot of another pot. Quite interesting. And then this one, I think it's the top of a lid, but it could be another leg. But the reason I say it's a lid is the top is rounded a bit, so it might have been a lid of a cooking pot. And remember, in them days they would have cooked for a little while and thrown them away and made another one. So look, and there's some finger marks in there as well. Or is there something like a stick or something they put in there to make that mark? I don't know. And then one other item on that side of things, on the glass, this was found deep as well. Okay, and this is the neck of some sort of bottle, right? But if you look at the ending, the finishing of it, how uneven it is. It's very thick here, very thin here. It was really done sort of hand blown, if you like. Very heavy, thick duty neck. So I believe that would be quite old. And then Tracy's found some information about the
If you want to pick that one up, Budo, and just show them so they can see the writing. Apparently, one of our comments was from, I think, a gentleman, and he said apparently the small bottles were used for liquid toothpaste, and they were produced by a company called Budo and Tracy. And apparently they were first created in 1755, and apparently they are still producing the same type of products plus classical toothpaste. And the factory, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, was in Levallois, close to the suburb of Paris. But I think that's so cute.
It's quite nice. It'll go as a little ornamental piece on a shelf somewhere. And it's probably, what, within 100 years or less, isn't it? Yeah, yep. Probably that one. And then these ones,
we're still finding out about these.
Finding information on this one. So it's got some writing on there, as you can see.
I'm not sure if lilas is lilacs. I'm not sure.
The lilas, the lilas, yeah.
And
that says Petrel.
And apparently I've done a little bit of information, and it's to do with cuisine as well. So it's some sort of
still dirt in that one, but there's another little bottle, quite intriguing. It's amazing. We've actually got more of these and a little bit bigger and smaller. We've got to locate them because as we're digging them out, we just put them to the side. But we'll show you that in the future. But these are just some little items which were intriguing we found. Now, this one here, these were found in the past, and we've done a video on these already. But this is a belt buckle from the Napoleonic regiment of some sort. We're not fully up on it, but one of you guys might know out there. This is embossed in there, so it's been punched into there. There's the clasp for the buckle, and it would have gone around the waist at the front. And I know that this armour is French, for cavalry maybe, possibly infantry, but I'd say cavalry. And then we found this old coin here, which is an old cent of a, is it cent in francs or franc? 10 cents or 10 francs, not sure.
Oh, yeah, be cents, won't it? Because
cents,
it's not,
yeah. So it's 10 cents, you can see that there. And it's dated just over 100 years old. So the French people out there, they'll know what this coin is. If they could tell us some more information, it would be fantastic. And then this one I really like. This was all full of mud. This is called a cotterbell. And this would have gone around a sheep's neck or a goat. But what we found out the information about this one, and I found this a little bit deep in the road as well. This is down about 8 inches, 7 or 8 inches. And the style of the neck and the hole and where the two holes are and the slit all dates between 1500 and 1700. So there's a bit more intrigue that we're finding, a bit of history around here, which is beautiful. And then last but not least is I found this when I was digging the trench to put the cable in. Okay, this came up and I wasn't sure what it was, right? Then 2 days later I was walking along and I found this part in another position a little bit further away, about two meters or so, right? And then what I realized is that they go together. Okay, so I'll just get it in a minute. They'll line up there somewhere. Hang on, there. So they line up, and look at it, you know straight away what it is. It's a decanter stopper that goes in a decanter. So there's another little bit of intriguing history. Anyway, I thought you'd like to see that, folks.
It would be nice if we could find the decanter.
Yeah, the decanter would be lovely.
This would be lovely, wouldn't it?
But I'm sure we can glue that together and just put that as display. But that's it for that, folks. So we'll crack on now and we'll get some work done. But I thought you might be interested in that.
Before summer has gone away, swim out under a broken sky.
So folks, you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just hooked these over to this line so it's strong and it's set on there. I've also put a rope in here, a nylon string. Okay, this is the Cat 6 cable and this is the 16mm cable for the electrics. Okay, the reason I'm putting in a string is I'm pre-thinking for the future for other people, if not us, if we need to pull anything else down to the barn, another line or a cable, or to go out into the open area of lighting or something like that, then we can use that string to pull in again, and whatever we pull through next time, we'll pull the string again through. Okay, now this string was already in the ducting, so what we'll do next is I'll just put a bit more tape. Whenever you break off your tape, always remember to fold the end. All right, so you find the end easy to peel it off again. But I'm going to put a little bit more round about the head of this, just to give it a little bit of extra strength and to make it go through the pipe smoothly. And I reckon that's about there. So just fold that bit over and I can get to that. So what we're going to do next is Tracy's going to, I'm going to be putting that, I've just got to shut it off a bit. We're going to be putting this in here. I'm going to go the other end and I'm going to start pulling that black cable to pull this through, and Tracy's going to stand here and push this through as I'm pulling, so we get a good feed through there. But look, that's not catching up on nothing. It's nice in there. It's just tight a little bit, but it will go. A little bit of brute force and ignorance, as they say. Oh, we broke the line. Oh no, hang on. Yeah. So, predicament now. Bloody rubbish line they give you. Okay folks, so you saw the black cable that's there, broke off. That's what they supply you with. It's rubbish, right? So we got some heavier cord stuff, but we now needed to get it in there, the cord. So what I did is I come up with a genius idea. Got the Hoover out, just here. Where are we? Here, the old Henry Hoover. Then I put some
insulation on the
insulation,
bottom.
you know, the thing, tied it around a string, so it just filled up the hole on the other end. And then Tracy stuck the Hoover down this end.
On this pipe, covered it, make sure I vacuumed it, covered it.
Keep the vacuum on both ends, and once it picks up the vacuum, because it's a long way to go, it just sucked the string straight through. So we're
Part two.
We're on part two now. We're ready to go again. So we did have a drama. There's been a few choice words been shouted at because we were doing our editing, it was, but we got there in the end. So now what we're going to do is we're going to reconnect the other end of this and start again and pull the cable through. But with this time, we're going to pull it through one cable at a time, because
I think it's easier.
it's a little bit easier. I think it's going to be easier, and I'm going to lose.
Probably what happens as well, the blue cable twists around, so I think when you're pulling, but shall I stay this end?
Yeah, oh no, I'm going to pull from this end, you're going to feed.
Right, okay.
So let's go and set up down there again. Yep, through. Fantastic. So that plan worked. I've got another cable in there to pull through again. So we just unravel this, pull it back a bit, and bring the blue one in. As they say, where there's a way, or where there's a will, I should say, there's a way. Always a way. Always a way. Folks, you can see we've got it all in. We've got the mains 16mm cable and the Cat 4 cable in. The Cat 4 was a lot easier, but the 16mm was quite hard, and we've got it in now. So all I've got to do is dig a trench out here, lay this in, drill through the wall and around. The blue cable goes to a plug on the low end, and this mains cable goes up to about here somewhere where the consumer unit will be. So good job. It's just starting to rain as well, but it's taken us the best part of about 4 hours to sort that out. And let me just come over and I'll show you where we done the centre part. So here I can fill this in now. I've put the black joint in the middle, and I've left a little bit of the cable slack in there so I remember it's there, and then we're going to backfill that over. And if we go to the other end, my bum look good in these.
Oh, does my bum look big?
Big, yeah, that's it. Right. Rain. And good news. Right, so we've got the next lot here. Okay, and that's to go in there. So if you pan down there, Trace. Yeah. But for some reason, they've given us about 8 meters extra,
Which we're happy.
which is fantastic for me, because I was going to run in 10mm cable for the kitchen connection, but now I can use the 16mm, which is even better. It gives me more power to a cooker and things like that. So in the end, it worked out good. It was a struggle at first.
Yep.
Pulling it all through, and look, it's you get these nasty blisters that rip your skin apart here as you're pulling, you know. But it's just one of the things. I'm going to put some medication on that now and get it cleared up.
Clean your hands first.
So clean my hands, but we're there now.
Lovely. So straight
I
through
think
the
we
wall.
deserve a nice cup of tea, yeah.
Yes, I was thinking about.
And do you know what? I made some rum and raisin ice cream.
So we'll have some of that.
We'll get that out of the fridge and we'll have a bit of that as well.
Freezer.
Eh? Freezer.
Crack on.
Could I live the way I did? For so long I've been ashamed of who I really am. Baby, I was faithless, almost didn't make it, but I'm here. Laid out all my secrets, now I'm finally at peace with myself, with myself.
Okay, so digger, ground, filled in. Yeah, so I filled all the holes in, filled the one round there, filled this one in the middle where we had the join in. So I'm just going to compact that down with my whacker, but I'm just waiting for a belt to come for the whacker because that's gone. So just got to do a bit of work over there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you over there in a minute. Okay, folks, so going to give you a little bit of an explanation of why we're taking the earth down here and how does it affect the building. Okay, so we've come down from here, this level here, down to there, which is roughly about 20 inches or so. And what we're doing is we're feeling our way down to start to see where the building corbels out, or the footing starts to come out, because the footings are this shape on all these old buildings. They always flared out at the bottom. They had a thick wall, and as it went up it got thinner and thinner. So we're just starting to hit that now, and that's where the original footing would have been. So this level here has accumulated over many years because we're on a sloping incline this way. We're sloping down that way, okay? So all the sediment, water, runoff, growth, woodland growth has been pushing all this way for many, many years, 200, 300, 400 years, whatever it be. So over time, that's how it builds up the layers. Especially when you come to a wall, when it hits a wall, it starts to build up quicker. So if you had, say, a load of snow and it melted off quickly and the runoff was this way, it would push sediment up against this wall. So by doing this, we're relieving the pressure off the wall. We're exposing where we was down. So it doesn't have no effect to the building. All it does is stop the water coming in the building, because now we're working our way down to a floor level that's in the barn itself, which was the original floor level. So that's one thing I've got explained for you. While we're here, I just want to point out these things here. You can see these stones sticking out up the wall, and they're for climbing on, okay? Because these roofs originally, and we believe this used to be a house, not a barn, but we still need to find that out. But they were originally, you would have climbed up them, they're on all corners, and you would have gone up to a thatch roof, so they can maintain and change it and add to it over the years, you know, yearly or whatever it be. Right, the other question, which was a fantastic question, a couple of people have asked this: how will you deal with the drainage around this building? So the type of soil we have here and subsoil is very free draining. It drains quickly. We could have torrential rain for 3 or 4 days and it goes straight through, it permutates straight through the earth and gets taken up by the underground system. And we've noticed that we have a well here. I've not showed you it yet, but we have a big well. Well, we have 2 here, but we've got one over there. Lionel and Valerie, who live over here, got one. Adam, just up the road, have got one. And all of them are around about 40 to 50 up to feet deep, right? So the water level is very, very deep. Groundwater level, if you want to call it that, it's very deep here. So the wells were dug very deep because the water just seeps straight through. But what we will do is, for flash flooding, because we've got a slope here now, is we will put from the far side of the doorway a French drain coming down here, running down this side here, and that land there behind this building, this side, runs not only down that way but down that way as well. So all water will go that way. Anything coming over here now will drain down into here and go away, because we'll have a metre walkway here sloping down, possibly some steps later on going in there, and then we'll put gravel on top of here so it'll permutate into the French drain and soak away. So I'm hoping I've answered them questions for you guys, because there were some, you know, really good questions, and we love them. We love all your questions, and it gets the old thinking matter going, and we think about things as we go along, and it helps our videos as well. So, you know, keep throwing the questions at us, because we'll try and answer them to what we best we can. And also, if you noticed, we do always answer everyone's questions. You know, whether it's a thank you or whatever, or an explanation, we always try and answer them, because we feel that you've made the time to give us an answer, give us a question, and we give you the time to answer it back. So when you put your questions to us, go back on our videos and check that we've replied to your questions, because then you'll see it, because you might not get a notification that we've done that, but we always do it. So you can go back to any video and you'll see that your questions were answered to the best of our ability. And the other thing I'd like to say is, if you are enjoying or getting things from these videos, please at least give us a like. Yeah, just put that thumbs up, give it a like, a thumbs up, because we need you guys to help our channel grow. Right, and by doing things like this, you're making the algorithms work, and it helps us go forward. So at least just give us a thumbs up, that'd be fantastic. All right, anyway, hopefully that's answered it all for you, and if not, fire over some more questions.
We would just like to say a big thank you to Karen Berry, Nicholas Wendin, Lorraine, Someone, Carla Moss, Pernilla Berlin, for buying us coffees and joining the coffee fence here in the potager. And also we'd like to say a big thank you to Les and Kim Randall. We received your letter and your lovely donation this morning in the post. Thank you both so much.
Bright up against the tide, it's always you and I when you want it. Brave, pushing on the waves for a place to stay. Bring the harbor, and our ships are passing. My love, this won't last. Our ships keep on passing. missing in the night, missing in the night, and this too shall pass. Wind, four corners closing in, moving on my skin. Do we have to? Stars thrown upon the wall, navigates it all like a calling.
All finished. I've just scraped all the ivy from down here, right on the end bit, in the corner of the barn, and all the way across.
All ready for pointing.
That's going to be a big job. But round here, once we get the scaffold up, I'm going to have to start working on here. But this, I'm going to be a bit more sort of careful with this, because the ivy's actually gone into the stone. So
Thick roots, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah, so it'll probably be taking it off this side and see what's gone through once we clear inside the barn as well. So
Okay, well, good job. Well done.
Never knows if I take off my clothes, lay me down.
Okay, folks, welcome. So we're just finding the floor levels now, just making sure that we're correct here. Okay, what we want to ultimately achieve is that the floor inside there, when it's finished floor, that means a block on the floor plus the joist and the flooring is above this floor level out here. So any water ingress will be under the building. Okay, I've had to put a top on because it's got a bit cold, and we think it's going to rain in a minute, so we'll get this done this quickly. So I've got my laser level here. This is a different type of laser level. This is a site laser level I used to use in the UK, and I use this for this type of work. Because we have to find the floor level in there, we have to go through this window, and this laser line, I don't know if you can see that, is hitting my hand. Okay, that's going through the window. I've got my trusty assistant in there, Tracy, and she's got the staff with the indicator on there, or the detector, if you like, and you can hear that bleeping. So Tracy's found where it's detecting and on the centre line, so she's going to pass that out to me now. Thank you, Trace. And we're at 166. All right, so that's 1 metre 66 from this laser line down to the floor inside there. So what I do now is I put the staff here, okay, and I want this to end up around 350-ish to give me enough space for where the floor is. That means this is going to be the right height if we get close to that. So I undo the detector and I slide it down the staff until I start to hear a bleep. So it's 166. Okay. So we're getting. Okay, so we're at 130, right? So that makes a difference of 66, 130, that's 36. So that's good, that's perfect, right? So basically we're going to be right. That means that when I do the finished floor in there, let me turn that bleeper off. Okay, let me put the staff back. So this is a staff, by the way, folks, and this is different. This is a different type of measurement here, but this is giving me the millimetre measurement that I need. Okay, and they go up to about 5 metres, them staffs. So I'm going to turn this off now. Okay, that's that. That's the basic level of using that. There is some more intricate stuff, but I won't go into that yet. So that means we've got, Tracy, 360. Is that right? Roughly 360. Right, I'll do a double check in a minute. So 360 mil a difference in there. That means the floor inside is 360 mil lower than this floor here. But because we're building the block up on the floor, we're going to be putting a block on there through the whole building, 3 lines of them, to put the joists on. And the depth of the joist and the depth of the floor will take us just above the floor level outside here, which will probably be, let me get it roughly in my mind. You've got 2, 4, 420. So it's going to go up 420 mil in there. So that'll bring us up another 80 mil above this floor level. But by the time we put the gravel down on here, on this outside sign, we're going to be very close, and then in between there'll be a sill and then the doors. So that means that when the transition from coming out here and into there will be just stepping over a little sill, no big steps or nothing like that. So that's going to work perfect. So that's really worked out really well. We sort of, me and my son, we judged this and we said it's roughly there. We weren't too far off on that corner, so I'm going to stay with that now. So anyway, that's how we use a laser to find the floor level. It's very important we find that, because we want this floor to be at least level or below the wooden floor, so any water going underneath the ground will go under the building and away. And that's it. Okay folks, so I'm at the other end of the barn now, and you can see over there was where we dug down to. I am contemplating moving all this at some stage, but it's not important at the moment. Okay, and I want to just show you this little issue here first. So if you look down into there, that level of the floor down there is about 180, I think it was just under, say, let's say 200 mil difference to where I've dug down over there. That means the whole of this land's sloping down towards me, and that's, you wouldn't think it, but that's actually higher than this side. So that shows you how the slope of the van. But the scary bit for a lot of people, if they looked at this, and it would frighten a lot of people a lot, is this major crack here in the corner. Okay, now this is all due to subsidence, and it's what we call light subsidence over time. So because we're going down this way, if you like, I'm exaggerating it, but say we're going down this way, everything wants to shift this way. So there could have been a little earthquake rumble, or, you know, we've had them one every 20 years or so. They have ones here, they have them, and it could have just shook it a little bit. And there's a massive weight in this wall, okay, and it's just slipped away a little bit from the side wall. But also the side wall is dipping in that way, and that's because it's had trees pushing up against it, and they grow and they just slowly push over time. So let me explain it a little bit more. So if you see these sort of cracks in your building, we call them lightning cracks, and they're the worst ones. If they go all the way down to the bottom, it means there is some separation there, but it's not the end of the world. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll tie this back in. So this is a great job for Tracy. She's going to be a learning curve for her, and I'm going to guide her through it. We're going to take out stones here all the way through, sort of coming down here. We're going to take stones out, and we're going to start putting in bigger, longer stones across that way, and she's going to start to back in fill and point that corner, and that will help tie that corner back, right? But what you got to remember is these walls are as thick as that crack that way, same this way. So the load bearing is always downwards, okay? It's not sideways, it's always down. The load bearing is down. So when the earth shifts, it will shift, okay? So it's not as bad as you think, especially like on a corner there, whereas if it was in the middle of the building, it's a little bit more concerning. But on the end here, on the corners, we can deal with that. We can tie it in, and we can also put strap rods around here going back that way, right across, put 3 or 4 in just to pull it in if we need it. But I don't think you do, because remember, this has been standing for probably 300 years. You know, that amount of movement in 300 years is zero, is nothing. Yeah, and the fact that it's not been pointed, just laid on, not you know, been pointed up, the water seeps in there, starts to push away as well. But that's there, and then we've got a slight crack on the other side as well, so it does mean that whole of that shifted a little bit, and And up the top, if you look up the top there, okay, you can see that that's shifted up there a little bit, and that's because that timber pushed forward. So, you know, I'm going to address all these things. They're not as major as you think. For the layman or person who's just buying a property like this or barn, and they see that on there, it would freak them out, and, you know, they would probably not buy it because of that situation. But they are fixable, and they'll come up nice when we're done. And if it shifts that much again, it'll be another 300 years or so before it moves anymore. Anyway, just thought I'd point that out to you. So, scary crack. We call it a scary crack.